Good day everyone. Today I'm gonna be discussing some other parts of the chapter 5, and the first one is section 40, criteria for setting a sanitary landfill. Sanitary landfills must meet this basic criteria: fit within the LGU's land use plan, be accessible from main roads, have enough earth cover material, be sensitive to the local community, not harm sensitive environmental areas like aquifers or watersheds, be large enough to handle waste for 5 years, consider costs for developing, operating, and closing the landfill, coordinate with recycling projects, and have a separate area for hazardous household waste. Section 40 explains the important things to consider when choosing a sanitary landfill site. A good landfill should follow the local land use plan, be easy to access, and have enough soil and space for waste disposal. It must also protect nearby communities and the environment, especially water sources like aquifers and watersheds. And the cost of building and maintaining the landfill should be planned, and the site should support recycling and proper disposal of hazardous waste. Next, Section 41, criteria for establishing a sanitary landfill. A sanitary landfill must have: first, liners to contain leachate and protect groundwater. So what is leachate? Leachate is the harmful liquid formed when water passes through waste in a landfill. It contains chemicals, bacteria, and other pollutants, so it must be collected and treated properly to prevent contamination of soil and groundwater. Next, a system to collect and treat leachate, a system to control and recover landfill gas, monitoring wheels for groundwater quality, covers for the waste, or daily and final to protect the environment, a procedure for choosing the landfill including a final cover within 6 months of the last waste, and post-closure care to monitor and maintain the landfill. Section 41 explains a sanitary landfill must safely manage waste and prevent pollution. It should control harmful liquids and gases, protect groundwater, cover waste properly, and continue monitoring and maintenance even after closure to keep the environment safe. Section 42, operating criteria for sanitary landfills. Sanitary landfills must follow these operating guidelines: keep detailed records of waste received, excavation activities, and accidents. Monitor water quality and gas emissions. Put up clear signs with facility information. Ensure the site is secure with fences and proper traffic control. Provide restrooms, drinking water, and emergency communication. Ensure safe lighting and safety equipment for personnel. Train personnel and keep records of their training. Ensure supervision of qualified personnel at the site. If the site is open to the public, there must be an attendant during operation hours. We must be unloaded in a controlled area, spread and compacted properly. Cover the disposal area to prevent water accumulation, and stockpile materials for future use without disrupting operations. Section 42 explains that a sanitary landfill must be operated safely and properly every day. Operators should monitor waste, water, and gas, maintain safety and cleanliness, train workers, and manage waste properly to prevent pollution, odors, pests, and other problems. Next, Republic Act Number 9275, an act providing for a comprehensive water quality management and for other purposes. This act should be known as the Philippine Clean Water Act of 2004. The following are its key provisions. Let's tackle first what is RA 9275. RA 9275, or the Philippine Clean Water Act of 2004, focuses on protecting and improving water quality in the Philippines. It aims to prevent pollution and ensure that water resources remain safe for people, animals, and the environment. Section 3, coverage of the Act. This act applies to managing water quality in all water bodies. It mainly focuses on reducing and controlling pollution from land-based sources. The water quality standards, regulations, and penalties in this act will be enforced regardless of the source of population. This section explains that the law applies to all water bodies like rivers, lakes, and seas. It mainly targets pollution coming from land-based sources such as households, industries, and agriculture. It also states that the rules, standards, and penalties will be enforced no matter where the pollution comes from, ensuring strict protection of water quality. Next, section 4, definition of terms. First is the aquifer, a layer of underground rock that holds water and can supply sufficient water to wells or springs. An example of an aquifer are the sand, gravel, or rock that stores groundwater. And another common example is the water source that supplies wells used for drinking water in the communities. Letter B, the aquatic life. Organisms living in fresh water, brackish, and marine environments. Aquatic life like plants and animals that live in water environments like rivers, lakes, and oceans. Letter C, beneficial use. The use of environment or its components for public or private welfare, safety, and health, including Number 1, domestic use. Water for drinking, washing, bathing, cooking, home gardens, or watering domestic animals. So, domestic use is the water that we use at home. Number 2, municipal use. Municipal use is the water supplied by the community or local government for public needs. Number 3, irrigation. Water used to help grow crops and plants. Number 4, power generation. Water used to produce electricity or mechanical energy or power. Number 5, fisheries. Water used for raising and breeding fish for food or business. Number 6, livestock raising. Water used for caring and raising farm animals like cows, pigs, and chickens. Number 7, industrial use. Water used in factories, plants, or mines, making products and operations. And recreational use. Water used for fun and leisure activities like swimming, boating, and golf courses. Letter D, classification or reclassification of Philippine waters. Categorizing water bodies based on quality, size, depth, use, and vulnerability to pollution. Grouping water bodies based on their quality, size, use, and risk of pollution. Letter E, civil society, non-governmental organizations, and people's organizations. Civil society is about non-government groups or organizations that help communities and support public welfare. Letter F, cleaner production, a strategy to improve efficiency and reduce environmental risk in processes, products, and services. Cleaner production is a method of reducing waste and pollution while improving efficiency in products and services. Letter G, cleanup operations, activities to remove pollutants from a water body and restore the affected areas to their original state. Cleanup operations is the activities done to remove pollution and restore polluted areas. Letter H, contamination, the introduction of substances that make water unfit for its intended use. So, contamination is the presence of harmful substances that make water unsafe or polluted. Department refers to the Department of Environment and Natural Resources. Next, discharge, the act of releasing any material into a water body or land that may flow into it. So, discharge is the act of releasing substances or waste into water or land. Letter K. Drinking water. Water intended for human consumption or food preparation. Water that is safe for people to drink or used in food production. Next, dumping. Unauthorized or illegal disposal of waste into water body or land. Dumping is the illegal or unauthorized disposal of waste into water or land. Letter M. Effluent. Discharge of wastewater from various sources including industrial and domestic facilities. Effluent is the water waste that is released from homes, industries, or facilities. Letter N. Effluent standard. Legal limits on the quantity, rate, or concentration of pollutants in discharges. In other words, effluent standard is the legal limits on how much pollution can be discharged into water. Next, environmental management. Systematic approach to conservation, pollution control, waste management, and environmental policy. Environmental management is a system of planning and controlling activities to protect the environment. Letter P. Environmental management system. Organizational framework for completing and maintaining environmental policies. Environmental management system is an organized framework used to implement and maintain environmental policies. Letter Q. Fresh water. Water with less than 500 ppm of dissolved salts, such as in rivers and lakes. So fresh water is the water with very low salt content, like the rivers and lakes. Next, letter R. Groundwater, or the water found beneath the earth's surface in soil and rock formations. An example of groundwater are the water found underground in wells, springs, and aquifers that people used for drinking and household needs. Letter S. Groundwater vulnerability. Groundwater vulnerability is how easily pollution can reach underground water sources. Letter T. Groundwater vulnerability map, or a map identifying areas at risk of groundwater contamination based on soil and hydrogeological factors, or a map showing areas where groundwater is at risk of contamination. Letter U. Hazardous waste. Waste that may harm human health or the environmental due to its toxicity, persistence, or other factors. Examples of hazardous waste are used batteries, paints and paint thinner, pesticides and insecticides, medical waste like syringes, used motor oil, and cleaning chemicals and bleach. Letter V. Industrial waste. Waste generated by manufacturing or processing plants. Examples are chemical waste from factories, smoke and gases from plants, wastewater from manufacturing industries, scrap metals and plastics, and oil and grease from machines. Next, integrated water quality management framework, or it is a guideline that helps manage water quality through plans, strategies, and public awareness. Letter X. Margin. The land area next to a water body marking the boundary where the saturation zone ends. Letter Y. National Water Quality Status Report. A report prepared by the departments on the state of water bodies including their quality and uses. National Water Quality Status Report is a report that shows the condition and quality of the country's water bodies. Letter Z. Non-point source. Pollution that doesn't come from a specific point but results from runoff. Example from farms or urban areas. Next, point source. A clearly identifiable source of pollution with a specific discharge location. Point source is a pollution coming from a single identifiable source like a pipe or factory outlet. Next, pollutant. Any substance that harms water quality for health, alters the water's physical or chemical properties, or exceeds allowed limits. And next, pollution control technology. Devices or processes that prevent or reduce water pollution from effluents. Pollution control technology is a tools or methods used to reduce or prevent water pollution. Potentially infectious medical waste. Medical waste that possess a risk to health, such as blood or surgical waste. Secretary. The Secretary of the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, or the DENR. Next, septage. Sludge produced by septic tanks and cesspools in individual wastewater systems. An example of septage is the wastewater collected from septic tanks, including human waste, wastewater, grease, and sludge from households or buildings. Sewage, waterborne human or animal waste, including storm water and groundwater. Next, sewerage, a system for collecting, transporting, and treating sewage. An example of sewerage is the underground pipe system in a city that carries sewage and wastewater from homes and buildings to a sewage treatment plant. Next, sludge, waste material from wastewater treatment plants or other pollution control facilities. Next, surface water, water on the Earth's surface such as rivers, lakes, and oceans. Next, treatment, methods to alter the characteristics of waste to reduce population. And toxic amount, the concentration of pollutants that may cause harm to aquatic life or human health. Next, waste, any material discarded from industrial, commercial, agricultural, or household activities. And wastewater, liquid waste containing pollutants. Examples of wastewater are water from sinks and kitchen washing, water from shower and bath, toilet water, water from laundry, water from factories or industrial processes, and rainwater runoff from streets mixed with oil, trash, and dirt. Next, water body, natural or man-made bodies of water such as rivers, lakes, and aquifers. Water pollution, changes in water properties that harm its quality or make it unfit for use. Examples, plastic waste thrown into rivers, lakes, or oceans, oil spills from ships or factories, untreated sewage flowing into waterways, chemicals from factories released into rivers, and trash and garbage dumped near on or in bodies of water. Water quality, the characteristics of water that determine its suitability for various uses. Next, water quality guidelines, recommended levels for water constituents to manage water quality and prevent health risk. Water quality guidelines are recommended standards to maintain safe and clean water. And the last one, water quality management area action, a plan outlining goals, compliance, schedules, strategies, resources, and enforcement for water quality. Water Quality Management Area Action Plan is a plan that outlines goals and strategies to protect and improve water quality in a specific area. And that's the end of my report. Thank you and mabuhay.